Hi, this is Linda with KC Creations by Linda. I'm doing a tutorial today on the Enchanted Forest Folio. It's from Digital and SVG Designs for You. And everything you see in this little guy is included in the kit. Now, I have wrapped mine with some jute. You could use colored ribbon. You could use twine, sari silk, whatever you would like for your closure, or you could even put some little Velcro dots in there if you wanted and not have anything wound around. This is the front. We've got a little 1/4" spine. Here's our back, our other side, little spine at the top and at the bottom. This little guy is so cute. We've got a little flip here and a little pocket with the ephemera, beautiful ephemera. Look, this little old guy sitting there. Little fairy. We've got the little pocket here with some more ephemera. And then here, we have a little opening here. This little guy fits right under there. And it opens up, and we've got some pockets in here. Some more ephemera. You just slide that back under there. And then there's 2 pull-outs from the side. These big cards. Look at his little face. It is so cute. Now, I have backed mine with a layer of cardstock. I glued the image onto a decorative piece of cardstock. If you don't want to do that, just print, put your ephemera back in your printer, just print one of the back papers on the other side, and I'll show you all those in a second. Here's the other side. Let me scoot it up a little bit, because it's going to fold down like so, and then it's going to open like this. We have 2 pockets here. Got stardust, beautiful fairy. This one says fairies. This one says elves. Mischief. And then here we have a layered pocket. Let me take it all out so you can see all the different layers. There is so much ephemera in this. There, you can see how all of the different pockets here finish out the image. Look at the cute little face. You just have all kinds going on here. Back in here. And we're going to go through each step of making this, and it is not difficult at all. It's very easy. All my pieces back in there. Then when we have it this way, we have another pocket. It has these cards in it. And just, whoops, just folds back up like so. Now these are all the pieces we're going to be using. This is the actual main base for the folio. This is where you're going to score. These are 1/4 inch. If you have a scoreboard, great. If you don't, just use a ruler. And you will need to print this. And see this little rectangle here? That's the color that you should put it back in the printer and select that paper and print on the back, because it does fold over. Here was our little bottom pocket, and here, another little triangle. She shows you what to print on the back of this card. And on this one, that was that little top flap. Here's the image of the paper to use. You just print it on the back. And here was our little pocket that folded over. There's the paper to print it. And when you cut this little guy out, make sure you save him because he's so tiny. He's going to be our little latch for when we fold this over, that little tag that went in. Here's all of our little labels. Our mirror butterflies, they're going to be back to back, so they're pretty on each side. This is the main part of the folio that you see on the outside. Here's our triple pockets and these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you notice, she's labeled them so you know which to label. First, second, third, and so on. More pockets here. Some more of our angled pockets, our little tearing pieces. Little pocket. There's some ephemera. There's our tabs. And this is a freebie that she does include in the kit, if you want to use those also. All this beautiful ephemera. And here's all our backing pieces. This is what you can either copy your ephemera on, or you can cut it out and glue it to the wrong side so that it's backed by this on the outside. It's a beautiful bird. I love this particular one. Those are my colors. Got some little polka dots going on. So what I'm going to do right now, so I don't bore you to death with all the cutting and gluing over and over and over, I will turn the camera off, go get all my pieces ready, and I'll be right back. I've got all my pieces prepped, cut out, scored, and inked. This is the base piece that we're going to be working with. That is the whole folio here. And we're going to be working on this little flap right here. So what we're going to do, this is the outside. See the dark lines? On the inside, this is just where I've inked the lines. And this is a 1/4 of an inch score. If you have a scoreboard, you just line it up, score perfectly. It's a 1/4 of an inch. You don't have to do all that moving around. So what we're going to do, we're going to flip it over. This is the outside where the darker lines are. We're going to take our little piece here, and we're going to glue it down right here. We're gluing it to the first fold line because here's your little spine. So we're only gluing it to the first line there. So we're going to put glue on that part right there, only that little part of the flap. Get right up to your score line, but don't go over it or on it. Line it up, space it evenly between here and here, the best you can. And you can give it a little test drive, flip it over, make sure that you're straight. And it folds over just like so. Perfect. So give it a hard press. Now all of this will be covered up, so don't worry about the little flap. Okay, now we got our bottom flap here that we're going to do. This part here. That's what we're going to do now. Let me find my piece here. Like so. I'm going to flip this over. This is now the right side, the darker line side. And we're going to glue it down right here. Now it's opposite on this because I've got the other side. But this is what we're doing. This part right here. We're going to glue that down right there, and it's got also the little spine, so we're only going to glue to the first one, this one right here. part right here, up to the score line, but not on it. Lined up with the first score line right there. Let's double check it, make sure we're okay here. Kind of give it a little push right there, hanging over. Here we go. So this is what your piece should look like now. Now what we're going to do, let's see, how should we go? Let's flip it like this. See how I hope it's all in camera, like so. And we're going to put our outside toppers on, okay? So what we're going to do, we're going to turn it over, dark lines here, make sure the flower is pointing towards you, and we're going to put these toppers on right here. So we've got this little guy, he's going to go here, this one's going to go here, and my little, let me find it here, somewhere in all of my stuff. I have my little piece. I hope I did. I hope I cut it out. Sorry about that, ladies. Let me see if I can find all my little pieces. I know I cut it out. Now, where is it on my desk? Haha, it's hiding behind my pockets. Here we go. This little guy is going to go right here. So let's start with this one. We're going to glue it completely down. Make sure you get your edges. Lined up. And you're going to center it. Make sure it's not hanging over. Oops. I got a little bit over there. Start over. Let's line it up with this edge right here. And any cutting that we've done incorrectly, and we all do it because we get on this side of the line one time, maybe that side of the line the next. We can always trim off with a craft knife, no problem. Now we have got this section done, and we still got our little spine there. Turn it over, see if we're hanging off. Nope, we're good. Now this one is going to go here. It's going in between the two inside lines there. And I'm going to line it up at the top first, because if I've cut it wrong, I can trim this piece off. I can't trim it here because of this little piece. So we're going to line it up the best we can. Before we press too hard, let's check our spines. Yep, that one's meeting up good. Let's check this one. Yep, that's going to be good, so we can push it down. Make sure we're not hanging over. Nope. We did good. Now this little guy's going to go here. If you ever have any questions, you could just reach out, ask me any question you want. And for you newbies, if you think it's a silly question, there's no question that is silly. We all ask them when we first got started too. So you just ask away. Just go to my Etsy store, say contact seller, and I will reply back to you. Okay, we're going to line it up right along that dark line. Any trimming that needs to be done, we can do it on the right side. Check our spine, make sure it's not hanging over. And you can just run your thumb along it, make sure it's nice and flat. Give it a press. Check to see if we got any edges. I got just a tiny bit. Can you see that white right there? That's where we take our craft knife. Just trim off that tiny little bit. And I probably cut on one side of the line, and on the other piece I cut on the other, so it gave me just a little bit, but that's okay. It's better to be long than short, because we can always trim it off. Let's get it inked back up. Now we've got our front, like so. Okay. Alright, our next one, let's get everything turned. Let's turn it back to the right side. Let's do our little pocket here. That's going to be our angled pocket. It's going to go like this. And you're going to kind of have a border all the way around, so when you lay it down, make sure you've got an even border here and on this side and on the bottom there. So we're going to do the two sides, bottom and this side. Just like so. Make sure there's no glue. Okay, we've got that little pocket. Now let's do our pocket here. That is this one. And here is, let me ink that for you so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. There. See where the line is now? We don't want to go over that because that's our little spine for the bottom. And again, here is our fold for our little spine on the side, like so. So we're going to go right up to it. Not really right up to it. We're going to even here and here, just like we did the other pocket. And we can move it right to the score line, but not over it. So let's do our two sides. Our bottom. And you can see here's where the first score is. So it's about even right there. Got that little guy. Now let's work on these guys. Those are our little striped pockets. They're going to go here. And our little lines, let me find the other one. They're going to go like so. So let's get these glued down. And we're going to glue them down completely. So put glue completely on the back side of your little green polka dots. Get it even here. That looks good. Now let's do this one. I'm going to scoot it out for just a minute because I want to make sure that my stripes match up, because the pockets are going to be side by side. Good. Now we're going to glue our little pockets like so. And the notch that she cut out, this is 1.5 inch. So if you have a 1.5 inch punch, works perfectly. If not, just use your scissors. I do that too. Gonna get them centered. Same on this one. Get them straight with this one over here. Just going to kind of eyeball it. If you want to measure, please do. Now we have some little words that glue on here. Let me show you. We have fairies and elves. So let's find our, there's our fairies. And there's our elves. We're going to glue it completely down. Place it in the center. And I'm kind of using this right here. Make sure I've got about the same on each side. She also gives you, there's like 6 pages, I think, of instructions if you're a reader and follow along better that way. Now you have 2 options. You can read what she did and follow along as I do it. Okay, we've got that done. Now let's glue on, let's see, our little pocket up here. And that's our little butterflies, these little guys. And he's going to go sideways like this. This is the mushroom side. On the other side is that sunflower looking, the big orange flower. And again, we're going to center it between our score line and the end here. Put about the same amount on the bottom edge. And we have a little fantasy. Let's find that one. Here he is. We're going to put him right here. Glue it all the way down. Alright, we've got that part done. Now, we are to see how we are like this. We're going to do this pocket now. So we're going to flip it over. And here is where we're going to put our tiered pocket. Now what you can do is you can glue all your pieces down, or you can glue this and then glue your pieces. I like to work with it off. That way I've got more room to jiggle around. I can check the sides and everything. But as you can see, you want to line them up where they complete the image underneath. We're only going to do the sides and the bottom with glue, because it's going to be a little pocket. Okay, let's get our biggest piece, and we're going to glue it down. Oops, I made a boo-boo. The other piece goes first, so I'm going to wipe this off for now. It's this piece we want first. Got ahead of myself. See how it still lines up? So let's put glue on the side. See, I made a boo-boo. It's alright, no big deal. So if you make one, just fix it. Line it up with the bottom. Got some wiggle room here because you're using wet glue. Make sure everything lines up. Give it a press. Now we'll let this little guy. And if you're looking at the set, or if you haven't bought yours yet and you want to, on the ephemera pieces, where these are, they're labeled pocket 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. That way you won't get confused. But I had cut mine out and got mixed up on which one went first. See how we're still completing the mushroom, the little flower. Let's give it a press. Scoot it down just a tad. There we go. Now, this little guy is going to go here. Match it up at the bottom. Make sure your images are still flowing. Our last little guy, he's going to go right here. Thanksgiving's coming up, ladies. Gonna have a big dinner. We usually do, but I think this year most of the family's going to be out of town, so it's going to be very quiet Thanksgiving for my husband and me. And then we'll have a big Christmas. There, there's our pocket. There's no glue. This is where we're at. We're right here. So here's our little flip, little top flip. This is where we're at. This little guy's going to go right here. And he's going to be centered all the way around. Same little border. And he's going to get glued completely down. I think we will have our grand dog, our four-legged grandson, for Thanksgiving. We will be babysitting him while they're out of town. Get it centered up from side to side, top to bottom. Press. There we go. Now, let's make our little piece for here. It's right here. And that is this piece. It's going to go, it's going to fold over like so, and we're going to glue it all the way down. We are not going to glue this part shut, just the back. Okay? So let's scoot this out of the way and let's get our little pockets in here. Those are these. And you'll see that they complete the image also. And what you're going to do is you're going to make them even with the bottom. Then this one is going to go here, and this one goes here. And you can see they complete the image. So no confusion on where they go. Just line it up where all the lines, see where her hair is flowing down? Matches up. Make sure you're not hanging over. Nope, we're good. Okay, now this one. This side. Go. They are lining up at the edge, not hanging off. Still doing good. Again, side, bottom. Line it up with this edge here. Now, our little closure, this part right here, let's get our little, did I cut those out? Oh, I hope I did. Maybe not. Hold on, guys. Let me take a look here. Sorry about that. Let me thumb through. No, I did not. Here we go. What we're going to do, we're going to make our little, so let's cut this. And I'm going to tear it and glue it on here. So when you tear something, and it's okay that you tear into your words, this is only a decoration. Your good piece, you always want it on the top, and you're going to tear the other away from it or down. And I just dig my fingernail into it. This side is the trickiest because it's so little there. But you can just a little at a time just rip it. Or if you've got a tear ruler, you can use that. But I kind of like the extra bumps and not a perfect tear. Get them inked up. And I have a new dauber. I gave up on those others. I used to love them. You know, my finger daubers that I always use. These guys, they got to be so cheap. I was going through 10 and 12 per journal. I go, this is crazy. Okay. We're going to make this. We're going to put him here. Make sure we've got it torn enough. A little bit more. Just going to go right there. Then we're going to find our secrets, and he'll go on the top. This gets glued all the way down. And I'm just kind of spacing it between the edge here and the bottom. Now this little guy is going to be hanging off because we're going to take our teeny little piece, and I didn't cut him out because I knew I would lose it if I did. So we'll do that now. Inked. Here's where my fingers always get inky. I'm going to put him, make sure it does have a little bit of writing on it, so make sure your writing is facing the correct way. We're going to put him right up against the edge here. So we're only going to glue the two short ends, which would be the top and the bottom. Just a little line of glue. Put him right here. And I'm centering between, again, the edge and the bottom. Because what we're going to do, it's going to get covered up, but there we go. This little secrets is going to hang off, and that's going to be our little closure there. So we need to get him spaced. We want him. See how much we can go. About like so. So I'm not going to glue this, and this is hanging off, so I want to ink it up. I don't want to see the white. If I can hold on to it. All the way, except for the part that's going to hang off, to make our little closure. How I'm going to figure that out is I'm going to stick it in there. Then I'll press down. That way, we can open it up, make sure he's dry, and then we'll just fold it right back down like so. And until he gets dry, we shall go back. And we have this piece. It's going to go here, and we're going to center it. This piece right here, and no, we're not centering it, not from side to side, because we've got some cards that go in there. Remember those big cards? these guys. So we want enough room over here, so we're going to kind of move it. Got some glue sticking out there. We're going to move it a little more to the right. We're only going to glue the top, the side, and the bottom, because it's our little tuck spot. Make sure you get your writing going in the correct position. Center it top to bottom and more to the right, leaving a little space there, which is about equal to the top and the bottom space. Make sure it's straight. Now we have this little guy, and we can glue him right down there. And we're going to glue it completely down. This is one of the pieces that we printed on the other side. And kind of get it even top to bottom, side to side. That will go, and it'll fold into there when he's dry. Let's see, where are we? I have a feeling I have one more piece that I did not cut out, and that's this piece right here, which on the one we finished, we're right here on this piece and our double butterfly. So let's get the trimmer out. Wait a minute. Up. Inking is a preference, and how much you ink is a preference. So you just be you. I like lots of ink. And we're going to put that right there, and we're going to center it again, side to side, top to bottom. Going to go completely down. No, I'm not really laying that much glue down. It's just I use the end of the tip of the glue bottle to smear it around. And just kind of eyeball it, get it straight. Now we're going to do our mirror butterfly. This little guy right here, he flips over, his wings match. Now what I do is when I'm doing a mirror image, because you're cutting it out by hand, none of us are perfect, I always ink the part that is going to stick to the other side. That way if it gets off a little bit, I've got brown to cover it that matches the ink, so it makes it a little bit easier. So let's get this side going. I'm going to put it on this side first. So I'm going to flip completely over. This is now the front side. We're going to put him down just like this. And we're going to let them hang over. We don't want to glue them too far this way because we got our little spine there. So just kind of mark there, kind of guess. Put my thumb there. Can always add more glue. I want to make sure all his little legs get glued down. Now, fussy cutting is, you know, you get better and better the more you do. I used to be absolutely horrid. So if you don't feel that you can cut out his little legs, no one's going to know. It's going to be your project. No one knows that he's now legless. I have done that. Okay, let's get him lined up here. Here's his little hang-off part. Turn him a little bit straighter. There we go. Now, let's get him matched up. This is the inside. So we're going to match him up like so. We're going to attempt to. This time I'm going to glue the whole thing down because he's got to glue to that little part there. This little tiny leg there. Make sure you get the tips. Now let's see how good my cutting was. Let's get him lined up. We do not want to go underneath our little spine there. Right up to it. I'm just gently pressing him down so I can look on this side. Kind of wiggle him around a little bit. This little leg, don't want him hanging off there. There we go. And if you really got off on your cutting, you can just, you know, turn him, lay him down, trim around with the craft knife. So we got that little guy. Now where are we? Let's go to, let's see, what is next? We got our pocket. We have, here we need to put one of our little stickers. This one here, like so. So let me show you before I glue them down where we're at. Almost did it wrong. I'm glad I looked. He goes here, not here. Goes right here. Just kind of get him nice and straight. Use the bottom there, and I'm not putting it right to the edge. Just a tiny bit, about 1/8 of an inch in. Now we got our little Enchanted Forest, the name of our little folio. I'll glue this one down first. Folios are great. They're great for, throw some paper in it, do some journaling while you have to wait somewhere. They make great gifts, stocking stuffers. Here, there's our Enchanted Forest. Now we have our mystical. Goes in our little pocket right here. And yes, we're working upside down. It's okay, because this folds under like so. And on our little pocket up here, I'm going to do this part here. And again, I bet I forgot to cut that little piece out, so bear with me. I dig for it, and all of my papers here. I found it. Ha-ha. And why I didn't cut them out is, for time's sake, I didn't back my ephemera. I just took it out of the original one that I did. So, now, let's turn him around so we're right side up working. Okay, you with me? Here's our little flat. Again, we're going to tear. Tearing the part we're throwing away from us. There we go. He's going to go right here. Like so. And then we're going to have our other little label go right here. Glue it completely down. This is Dreaming. Hear the water running. Okay, we got that little part down. So I think we've just about got everything. Let's see how we're doing. We've got this. We're going to tuck him into there. He's dry now. Like so. Let's fill up our pockets. Now, how you fill them up is totally up to you. In all of the pages that she has given us, let me grab them here. She kind of gives you an idea. This is the written tutorial. Gives you an idea on where to put your pockets, or excuse me, your cards into your pockets. She's showing you each one there. This little guy, you're going to put those two in there. These are meant for these. And there's our big ones that go in here. Let me reach out here to grab them. And they're just going to fit right into there. If I can get my fingers working, there we go. You know, my fingers don't always play well. I want to make sure they're in far enough that they're not on our spine. But here was all our ephemera that we had that you can load it up with. And like I said, she shows you exactly which ones she has made for each pocket. You just follow along. But here's all the things that we have. So many. And she even gives you freebies. So you get 4 more big cards. We've got all of this ephemera. Here's our cute little guy. I just love him. But there you go, ladies. Look at all of that. You can get it all arranged however you would like it. But now we have our little folio. Get them stuck back in there. And we're going like so. There we are. Then you can take, remember you can use your jute or ribbon, whatever you would like. But if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll put that in the description box. And I hope you enjoyed it yourself and have some fun. Until next time, stay crafty.